Welcome to the POD with a Twist podcast, your ultimate hub for slicing through the noise in the self-publishing biz. I'm Tammie Chrin, your host, and I am here to turbocharge your journey into the world of print-on-demand books with some killer strategies and a fresh twist. With 3 decades of entrepreneurial fire under my belt, I've crafted the game-changing KDP for B2B method. This isn't just about making books, it's about making bank by partnering directly with businesses. You brand it, you bank it. No fuss with ads, keywords, just pure profit from the creation and ongoing sales. No matter if you're dabbling as a part-timer, diving in full-time, or hustling on the side, this podcast has something for everyone. Our goal is to empower you to build a reoccurring income stream by designing smart, strategic, low to medium content books. And let me tell you, as a pioneer of the KDP for B2B method and the co-founder of AI Self-Publishing Books, I'm bursting to share all of my secrets and strategies. Get ready for bite-sized powerhouse sessions that propel you towards sustainable success and financial freedom. If you're ready to level up your self-publishing skills and edge towards financial independence, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're going to get this party started. Let's go. Of KDP for B2B, which is Kindle Direct Publishing for business to business. I'm so glad you're here because today is going to be an excellent podcast, in my opinion. What we're going to talk about today is how to find businesses that want to work with you. This question comes up to me quite often. I wanted to break it down for you in this podcast as simply, quickly as I could, because I like to keep these in small little bites, but I will break this down as quickly as I can, give you the most information. This question, like I said, how do I find businesses that want to work with me? I'm going to make this reaching out to businesses way easier than you ever thought. Way easier. I think we overthink a lot of these things. I'm with you. I do this too. Even in my own business, sometimes I overthink it. What do I do? How do I do this? But I'm going to break it down so it's very, very simple for you. I think it'll make a big difference. All right. What if question? That is going to be, what if I live in a small town? What if I don't have a large circle of people around me? What if I am kind of shy? How do I get out there and talk to these business owners? This question gets brought up, like I said, all the time. I'm going to give a shout out to Caroline. She in my Facebook group asked me this question. I thought, you know what? I hear this over and over. So I'm going to break it down into smaller chunks. Maybe this will resonate with you, make it a lot easier for you. All right. Now that I have your attention, this is about how you're going to reach out to businesses. You have no leads. We don't have anything going. Now I have you thinking a little bit. I want you to think about this a little differently. Instead of going out doing cold calls, which I know I don't love to do, and I don't think most people, a few out there that love to do that. I've been in sales pretty much all my life. I've been in the hair salon industry for many, many years. I always like to say I was never selling. I was only servicing my clients, giving them what they needed. So I want you to put that thinking cap on. Think about it as you're only going to service these businesses. They don't even really know that this service is available, that you can do these branded booklets for them. They also don't really understand the idea. So I'm going to break this down a little bit differently. So I want you to think about this as more warm leads. Let's look. I have some notes. So before we get started, I want you to just grab a piece of paper. I want you to write some things down. I've broken everything down into some parts that I need you to write down, think about. The first one is, what type of businesses are you interested in? See, let's just start with you. What do you like? What kind of branded booklets would you like to create? That's just something you want to think about. What would be a great book that you would like to create? What type of business would you like to work with? Just thinking outside that box a little bit, not a cold call. I have to go find these businesses. What would excite you? What would make you excited about creating this branded booklet for the business? So I'm going to start off with a hobby. What are your hobbies? This one comes up a lot of times with people said, oh, I didn't even think about what I like to do, that I get to create these branded booklets and find the business that fits. Let's dive in this a little deeper. So I want you to write down a list of your hobbies. I'm just going to give you a list here of what I'm talking about. Do you surf? Do you fish? Do you like to hike? Do you jog? Do you do yoga? Bicycling, road biking, mountain biking, kickboxing, golf, scuba diving? Do you like to cook? These are some hobbies that you do, not necessarily that you're looking for these businesses, thinking about what you like to do. Would a branded booklet work for this type of business? Write down all of your hobbies, see if anything's gonna fit, anything's gonna click. I'll tell you a little quick story about one of my students. We were going through this process together. She was like, who could I reach out to or whatever? Her and her husband taking scuba diving lessons. You have to log your time. So 10 books again. I talked to the owner. They were taking the lessons. She's asked, have you ever thought about creating a booklet for your business? This guy who owned the shop was like, oh, that'd be great. Because they were tracking them on notebooks, nothing branded for their business. But why not brand a scuba diving book for this business? She ended up working with him. It worked out great. But who would have thought scuba diving? That's why I'm thinking, think of the hobbies that you like to do. I just listed a few. Think of how a tracker would work, how a guide would work, how a log book, anything that would be in the low content would work. Maybe they have a course. We'll get into that a little bit down the road here. And I want you to think about this lady with the scuba diving. I think that is so fascinating to me when she told me this story. She's like, I didn't even think about it until she started taking lessons. She's like, I had to log and track. She created a branded booklet for him. The other one that I think people really enjoy creating branded booklets for is if they have animals. Now, this can be dogs, training dogs, cats. I don't know, maybe cats. I don't know. I just threw that one in there because a lot of people have cats. Horses. I know a lot of horse trainers out there. People ride horses. There's trail rides, that kind of stuff. Farm animals, maybe something they got to log every time the farm animals are having babies, all those things, reptiles, fish, birds, hamsters. It's going on. I won't bore you with all the animal stories. I love animals, by the way. I'm going to tell you about my chinchilla. I had a chinchilla. My poor parents. I was moving out of my house. I thought they needed an animal. Why? Because I was leaving, so I bought them a chinchilla. His name was Charlie the chinchilla. He was crazy. We had to keep track of his dust bath. We got a little box with chinchilla dust. I don't know what it's made of, but you put him in there and spin around his fur. We all clean. There's so many types of trackers, even if it's from the pet store or a rescue or a trainer. Think of that. If you have an animal that you are just passionate and have knowledge about, that's great. You could also think of vets. There's a lot of vets out there that when the dog's going in for surgery, need to track everything. When they go in a groomer, you can maybe create this whole book just for one vet, as in having the groomer, medications they take, are they eating, are they drinking, new pets, doing all their training of a dog or a horse. You need to know, are they getting better? Notes, bring it back to the vet or trainer. Trainers would be a great one. Think of animals that you like. Think of some type of tracker. You could brand this for a veterinarian, a trainer, anything like that. If you have knowledge in those areas, it's perfect. The other thing is, I want you to think about if you've had any jobs, any type of job that might be maybe classes you've taught. Can they use a workbook? Do you know anybody in an industry that teaches? It doesn't even have to be you that was the teacher, but think of anybody of your friends or family members or teachers. They need workbooks. Another one is weddings. Weddings is a huge business. My daughter just got married this last October. I'm actually working with some of the people that we use for our daughter's wedding with creating a wedding planner. The wedding planner would be for the venue. And another lady I'm working with right now who works as a wedding coordinator. We're going to make one for her. Then you can go on with vendors. You could just stay in the wedding planning space. Everybody could use a branded booklet. They all know each other. The great thing is they're branded for them. It doesn't matter if it's all the venues in your area, you're going to create these booklets. Where I'm going with this is I want you to think of these opportunities. Keep writing down anything that kind of clicks, where you write it down, put it in your notes. Think about it in one lane. I'm going to do weddings. I know a lot of realtors, or one realtor. One can lead to multiple. But what I really want you to think about is just pick three different businesses that align with you, because that's going to make it a lot more simpler. When I first started, I was all over. I had therapists to a gym to trainers to this. I got myself a bit confused easily. Now, then I have templates already created. I have things that I like for my realtors, when they're going to sell a house, when the person buys a house. I've done some videos on that. I'll do more down the road. If you need templates, I have them on my website. I'll show you some more information about that. If you don't have templates, I do have a lot of those created for you. That's a great way to get the ball rolling. Those are on my website. I'll show you some more. Yeah, wedding planning from one little piece can just expand. One realtor can expand. There's multiple people because you're branding that specifically for each person. It doesn't even matter if the interior is exactly the same, which I know I've repeated this quite a bit, but in case you missed some of the other videos, The interior can stay the same, the covers just change. That's it. The other thing I want you to think about is local and online businesses. Now, when I first started, I started just mostly with people I knew. Say I was working out at the gym, or I was going to a chiropractor or whatever. I was going to a financial women's group. It was great and everything. Liked going out. It worked out perfect for me. I was learning something, but I was also sharing my business. Local businesses that you go to, also online businesses. Let me break this down. If you're going to go to a local home shows, a lot of those shows are coming back where you can go to a home show, RV show. If you belong to any clubs, Chambers, another one you can go to. I know that meetup.com can be a great resource. Everything's kind of switched back and forth since COVID. Everything changed. Changed it for the positive for us. Not that COVID's good, but changed it for us because it made it more people able to get online. They know what Zoom is. The business owners are like, oh yeah, let's just jump on Zoom. They just get it now. So you go to Chamber in your area, or you find online meetups. You don't have to go in and sell this. It's going in, making relationships. When you're creating a relationship with people, then they ask you, what do you do? It's again, back to that servicing, helping them, making it just more of an acquaintance. People are sharing their business. They're maybe talking about I'm a realtor. They're interested in, tell me more about your business. So I love that part where it's like the conversation starts. They start talking about their business. I always ask some questions. That works really well. Then they'll go, well, what do you do? Then you can say, I create branded booklets for businesses. As a matter of fact, I do it for realtors. They're like, they kind of look at you and you can explain a little bit high level. It doesn't have to go into depth. Sometimes it just triggers and they're so excited. They're like, tell me more. I always usually have some books with me. They don't have to be the branded booklets. It's a line journal. They just want to know their physical books. That's a lot of times with KDP. People don't realize they are real books. They always have a few books on hand, branded books. If you need any help with that, I do have some books that you can give out at the meetings. Before I wrap up, if KDP for B2B Method sounds like something you're interested in, then jump on my email list. I'll drop the link in the show notes for you. We've got some exciting stuff just coming up, and I want you to be on the email list to find out first. That's it for today. Drop your thoughts and your questions in the comments. And if this episode was mind-blowing, then please like, share, and spread the word. I'd be forever grateful. Stay twisted, and as always, happy self-publishing. Catch you next time. Thing before I go, the fun legal stuff. I have to read it. Earnings disclaimer. This video is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. The techniques and ideas presented in this video do not guarantee monetary earnings. Achieving the results mentioned in the videos require personal commitment and hard work. It's important to acknowledge that you should not solely rely on this information provided in this video, and Tammie Chrin, RTC Global LLC, bears no responsibility for the outcomes resulting from this implementation of the concepts discussed. Your participation in any activities mentioned in this video is voluntary and at your own risk. Disclaimer: the video and its descriptions may contain affiliate links. Clicking on these links may result in us receiving a small commission without an additional cost to you. This commission helps support the channel and continue to producing videos for your enjoyment. Please note that before attempting any actions mentioned in the videos, it's imperative to consult with a professional or seek advice from your doctor. We sincerely appreciate your support.